Hi, this is Gerald Salenti. It's Thursday, April 15th, 2021. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Another great day on the markets. Oh, yeah. The market melt up, as Gregory Mannarino says. And we had now a trends journal. Boy, what a trends journal this one was. That's 175 pages. No ads. Yep, there he is. Uncle Vaxula, Count Vaxula. Got to get that vax. Got to get that vax. 170, and people, oh, I can't read all. You don't have to read all of it. It's a table of contents. You read what you want, but what's in it, you're not going to find anywhere else because it's the only magazine that tells you this is what's going on, this is what it means, and this is what's next. So anyway, Gregory Mannarino sums it up in his article. And the Dow today broke a new record, top 34,000. And the S&P and the NASDAQ both gained 1% on the news that retail sales jumped. Can't figure out how they jumped. Oh, you mean all that cheap money they're pumping into the system? Yeah, that's what did it. And U.S. job claims dropped to the lowest point since March of last year. Only 576,000 first-time filings for unemployment. And that was way below what they expected. So yeah, the Biden bounce is it. It's a phony bounce, just like the equity markets. I mean, dumping in these trillions of dollars. So of course the markets are going to go up, and so too is retail, and so too is inflation. Because did you see what happened with gold today? Woof. That's right. It's up like $30. We've been writing about this inflation was going to happen. The dollar's weakening. So it's very important. The higher inflation goes, they're going to have to raise interest rates. When they raise interest rates, the markets will crash. Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, says, we have tools. Yeah, tools. You'll make up anything. And again, the 2% inflation rate, they made that up in 2012. And we're going to see inflation go way above that. And again, when inflation goes up, interest rates go up. When interest rates go up, the economy goes down. Because they're borrowing all this money for nothing. And that's why you're seeing this unprecedented merger and acquisition activity and the gamblers going into the markets to gamble. And oil, again, oil's going up on the expectations there's going to be a rebound. And the OPEC Plus, as we've wrote about, they agreed to put a little bit more production out there, but not a lot. So again, oil prices going up, inflation. Gasoline prices in the United States went up 9%. So the higher inflation goes, the higher interest rates are going to go, and that's when your market's going to crash. Of course, there could be the wild card. And when you talk about gold, the wild card is the cryptocurrency market. I mean, look what's going on. What do you got? Bitcoin hit 63,000 today. 63,000. Last June in the Trends Journal, we said when it breaks over 10,000, it's going to spike. I never thought it would go this high this quick. And how high could it go? It could keep going. It could hit 100,000 easily. Go way beyond it. Until the central banks close it down. And India is already trying to do it, China, and when they don't want the competition. Gold prices and silver prices should be at least 2 times what they are if it wasn't for the money going to cryptos. But again, that's the wild card. That's why nobody could predict the future. You could forecast trends, but who would have thought of, Bitcoin 15 years ago or cryptocurrencies? So OPEC sees oil demand lifted by stimulus shots. There we go, stimulus shots, fake money being injected into the system. Eastern Promise HSBC relocates top leadership from London to Hong Kong. HSBC will move 4 of its top executives to Hong Kong from London. I'm mentioning this because we've been writing about what's going on in Hong Kong. Again, we have a global-nomic process, making connections between different fields. So while you're talking about China taking over Hong Kong and how terrible it is, we say it's not going to make any difference to the companies because the business is business. They'll do anything. They kill, murder, they'll do anything they want. Killing's like murder, isn't it? Yeah. Except when you start wars, then that's not murder. Anyway, so what's going on in Hong Kong? Oh, how could the Chinese, Beijing do that? You're going to see more and more companies going to China because China is the 21st century, as I forecast. It's one of our top trends for 2021. The 21st century is the Chinese century. So yes, HSBC has signaled that executives were likely to head to Hong Kong, the 156-year-old lender's historic base. IMF urges Eurozone to boost spending. Yep. Got to put more dough in there because the thing is going down. And again, I mentioned merger and acquisition. Carlyle buys control of Beautycounter. Private equity firm Carlyle Group is taking majority stake in the owner of skincare and cosmetics brand Beautycounter. $1 billion. Again, when I was a young guy, there were no such thing as hedge funds or private equity groups. As the facts show, the rich are getting richer. The bigs are buying up more. And we, the little people of Slavelandia, will be working for them. Forbes, a new billionaire every 17 hours. Got it? Pent-up demand boosts luxury. For an industry traditionally dependent on tourism, many luxury brands have done surprisingly well during the pandemic. A caveat is that shoppers will soon have more choice about where to spend. The world's biggest luxury company, LVMH, Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton, said that sales rose by a remarkable 30% in the 3 months through March compared to the same period in 2020. You know where a lot of that money's coming from? China. But I'm mentioning this because what Forbes said, new billionaire every 17 hours, the reality of the suffering on Main Street will not be felt until Wall Street goes down. End of story. And going on to the world situation in China, U.S.-China trade rift plays out in Europe. Beijing gets a leg up by bolstering supply chains and beefing up industrial backwaters. Goes on to show how China is spending all this money in Europe and other places and building its presence there. The business of China has been business. The United States builds its presence with its military. The 21st century will be the Chinese century. So on to the vax news. We said this was going to happen, and now it's here, right in front of your eyes. Pfizer's CEO says third COVID vaccine dose likely needed within 12 months. Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla said today, people will likely need a booster dose of a COVID-19 vaccine within 12 months of getting fully vaccinated. Quote, it is extremely important to suppress the pool of people that can be susceptible to the virus, he told CNBC. All right. Pfizer said that updated data from clinical trials show its vaccine to be highly effective 6 months after the second dose. Remember, they're saying now vaccines, this is Thursday, today. You know what also happened today? I wonder if this is a coincidence. Earlier Thursday, the Biden administration's COVID response chief science officer, David Kessler, said Americans should expect to receive booster shots to protect against coronavirus variants. This is going to be a yearly deal. The drug dealers are in charge. Again, this has not been approved by the FDA. It's been sent out on an emergency. Operation Warp Speed. So here's what he said. Kessler told U.S. lawmakers, you know, that's a curse word. Lawmakers, little scumbags, arrogant little jerk-offs, politics. Lawmakers, we don't need another damn law. You got bundles and books of them. You got libraries of law. Go out and get a goddamn job and stop sucking off the public tit. Anyway, Kessler told U.S. lawmakers that currently authorized vaccines are highly protective, but noted new variants could challenge the effectiveness of the shots. And all you people ran out and got the shots. And the variants are coming. Keep getting them shots. Listen to this quote to show you what kind of a dick this shithead is. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Dick. It's David. How can I get the D's mixed up? We don't know everything at this moment. He told you, ready? This is the bullshit words they shove down your throat to suck up to the scumbags in charge. And again, that's not foul language. No, this is foul language. He told the House Select Subcommittee. House Select, selected bunch of shitheads. That's honorable authorities, health experts. Those are curse words. And what else do we got here? This is from the Charlotte Paper Record today. Vaccine distrust grows globally as West pauses. Safety worries about the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson vaccines have jeopardized inoculation campaigns far beyond the United States, undercutting faith in two sorely needed shots. Undercutting faith? How about go fuck yourself? Oh, I shouldn't say that. Well, that's a dirty, no, it's not a dirty word. That is an appropriate word. People are getting blood clots. Oh, it's not that many. Oh, yeah? How about the people that are dying? Look how they promote this. You ready? This is from Australian News Daily. Queensland man aged in his 80s dies from complications due to COVID-19. The guy's in his 80s. How we know how sick he is? 910 people died in all of Australia, 25 million people over the course of over a year. How about blowing that up? Colleges require shots for the fall. No freedom anymore. Listen to this shithead. These are some of the colleges: Duke, Brown, Syracuse universities, Rutgers, Cornell University, and a guy from Rutgers. I think there's a lot of common sense here. The science says that the vaccine is safe. It says that the vaccine is safe. It's got a phenomenal efficacy rate. Who said this? Antonio Calcotto, Rutgers Chief Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer. Screw you. Oh, wait. Denmark ditches AstraZeneca COVID-19 shot. Why, how dare they? How dare they? They're conspiracy theorists. Denmark yesterday became the first country to stop using AstraZeneca vaccine altogether over a potential link from blood clots. Bangladesh COVID shut down. All right. I'm mentioning this Bangladesh. They shut down. 168 million people. 168 million people over the course. And this is not like a rich place. There's a lot of shit killing people over there. You know, the chemicals, the pollution, on and on. $9,739 deaths out of 168 million people over the course of a full year, over a year. And they're locking it down. But good news, international travelers heading to New York will no longer have to quarantine if they're fully vaccinated. USA Today. Oh, the variant. Remember the guy from Pfizer? What did they make already? About $17 billion? And idiots, morons, and shitheads say, oh, the government's giving us the vaccine for free. Hey, dumbbell, they're stealing our money to do it in the name of taxes. You got it? Oh, what did that guy say about the variant? We got to watch out for the variant. The variant's here. The variant's coming. The variant's coming. What did I do with this? Here it is. Yep. It's extremely important to suppress the pool of people, blah, 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 blah. And talked about vaccines could be protective, but new variants could challenge the effectiveness. Oh, that was David Kessler, the Biden administration's chief science officer. That's a curse word. Chief science officer. A chief little scumbag who sucked his way into the system. Variants, right? Variant from UK not found deadlier. Oh, who did this propaganda? Oh, the Wall Street Journal. Not a conspiracy theorist. And Biden announced they're pulling the troops out from Afghanistan. Another losing war based on lies. Saddam Hussein, had weapons of mass destruction, ties to Al-Qaeda, and we got to go get that guy over there before that, over that Osama bin Laden's over there. And we got to get Al-Qaeda. Look what the United States did. Almost a 20-year war. Australia's last remaining troops will withdraw from Afghanistan by September, Prime Minister Scott Morrison announced today. It's an emotional day, but mainly and most importantly, we must think of those who have been most significantly impacted. The families of those who lost and that sacrifice which they live with each and every day. But also those who bore arms with them and served with them. 40,000 Australian troops. What the hell are you doing over there, you shithead? You scum. Going over to the country over there. Hey, wasn't Gallipoli great for the Australians? Yeah, it was a wonderful job, World War I. This is disgusting what's going on. You have no right doing this. I launched Occupy Peace. This little shithead Morrison, this guy couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. He probably has a dick about that big because he's a real dickhead every time you hear him talk. These guys would never fight. They lie to young people to go fight, and they believe it. Occupy Peace. Go to our site and support us because there's trouble ahead. You don't believe me? Report paints Beijing as Washington's top threat. China will press Taiwan to reunify with the mainland as Beijing's across-the-board efforts to secure its status as a global power. An annual intelligence report on threats facing the United States says, intelligence reports, that's an oxymoron. You guys are a bunch of stupid bastards. Oh, and to be proper, bitches. You got to be equal because it's true. You see how they're setting us up? You go to a war against China. Hey, you couldn't win in Afghanistan. You couldn't win in Iraq. You lost Vietnam. You couldn't win in Korea. Oh, I forgot Grenada. You think you're going to beat the Chinese? You go to war against China, it'll be the war that they asked Einstein, Albert Einstein. The guy knew a little thing or two about weapons of mass destruction. They asked him, what kind of weapons will you be using to fight the Third World War? He said, I don't know. We'll use sticks and stones to fight the Fourth. And U.S. reverses plan to cut troops. U.S. reverses Trump plan to cut troops, Wall Street Journal. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, a general, another military guy, said Thursday that he's expanding the U.S. military presence in Germany by 500 troops and has stopped planning for the large-scale troop cuts ordered by the Trump administration. Adding 500 troops to the current total of about 35,000 is a symbolic gesture of solidarity with Germany and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. You had no business being there. I don't want my money going there. Hey, did we fight the Germans like there was in World War II? Didn't have something to do with the Germans? What the hell are we there for? Bring home all the troops. Secure the homeland. Bring the troops home to secure the homeland. No foreign entanglements. This is disgusting. And there's no outrage. Where are all the libtards? They're cowards. Boop, vaccinated. Vaccinated to death. And then finally, Wall Street executives, employees spent $2.9 billion on campaign lobbying in 2020. I love the number, 2.9 billion. How about that's like $99.99, but $3 billion and more. Lobbying. It's not a free country. Again, all the details are in your Trends Journal. We wrote about this in detail before this happened. Lobbying. It's a revolving door. It's one big club and we ain't in it. Lobbying. Payoffs. Morons and imbeciles call it campaign contributions. Adults call it bribes and payoffs. Anyway, check out your new Trends Journal. Again, 175 pages. It's about the world. What's going on? What I touch here is very, very tiny compared to what we're writing. And again, we're giving you trend posts, what it means, trend forecasts, where it's going, what to do to plan, prepare, and prevail, because it's a rocky road ahead. This is Gerald Celente. That's some of today's trends in the news. And remember, do what you can to support us. We're fighting for freedom, peace, and justice. And we'll be putting more up on the Occupy Peace site about the rally. Check in later tomorrow. May 29th at the Four Corners in Kingston. And donate. Put your money where your heart is, because if you want to beat the Wall Street gang that's putting all their billions into it and the others, you can't do it for free, and you can't do it alone. I can't win this fight on my own. I need you. I need all of us that want freedom, peace, and liberty to unite. And I'm fighting, in every way I can. So we need your support with the Trends Journal, with the rally, with Occupy Peace, occupypeace.com. Thank you very much. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news. The COVID-19 war has changed the world, but who's prepared? What's next? It's in your Trends Journal. Trends Journal subscribers are prepared. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.